Build websites without writing code. You have an idea for a website. Maybe it's a portfolio, a landing page for your side project, or a dashboard for your team. The problem? It takes a team of developers and days of work to build a proper one. This is where Lovable changes everything, bringing you an AI-powered web app building solution. In this lesson, you'll discover what Lovable is, who it's for, and when it's the right tool for your project. What is Lovable? Before diving into the topic, let's start with a quick quiz. What do you think is the primary way you interact with Lovable to create a website? By writing HTML and CSS code? By dragging and dropping pre-made template blocks? By describing your idea in plain language? By selecting from a gallery of finished website designs? Lovable is an AI-powered platform that converts your ideas into functional websites. You describe what you need in plain language, and the tool generates the structure, layout, and basic functionality automatically. This makes the process from idea to prototype fast and efficient. While traditional development requires a myriad of complex technical steps, you can skip them all and focus on your vision with Lovable. For example, you could ask for a simple portfolio site with an About section and a project gallery. Then Lovable will generate the structure, add placeholders, and show a working preview you can refine. Thus, Lovable empowers anyone with ideas but no coding skills, from entrepreneurs and creators to small businesses and teams, to quickly bring their visions to life. When landing pages. For example, you're launching a new online course and need a page to collect email signups before the launch date. With Lovable, describe what you need: a hero section with course benefits, email capture form, and testimonials, and get a working page in minutes. Portfolio sites. Let's say you're a freelance photographer who needs to showcase your work professionally to potential clients. Lovable builds a portfolio with project galleries, an About section, and a contact form, so you can focus on your photography, not learning web development. Dashboards and quick tools. Another example, Lovable makes it easy to build simple dashboards and internal tools. Just describe the data or layout you need, and quickly create resource directories, process guides, or calculators without developer help. Hence, whether you're testing ideas, launching services, or building team tools, Lovable helps you do it fast, before committing significant resources. When Lovable isn't the best choice, knowing Lovable's limits helps you pick the right tool. While it's the best for straightforward projects, traditional development is still needed for complex apps with custom backends, large databases, or advanced integrations. You're ready to build. You now understand what Lovable is, who it's for, and when to use it. With all this knowledge, you'll start with building the first project with Lovable in the next lesson. But before that, let's go through key takeaways from this one. Your first project starts with one sentence. Ready to build your first website with Lovable? In this lesson, you'll turn a simple idea into a live site. No code, no setup, just describing what you want in simple language. You'll learn how to write clear prompts, preview results instantly, and tweak them in real time. Let's bring your concept to life. Starting simple. Every website begins with one prompt. Think of it as describing your idea to a friend. No technical terms or perfect wording. Just express what you want clearly into the main page text field. Here's a couple of examples. Build a personal portfolio site. Create a landing page for my coffee shop. The key here is clarity and simplicity. When writing the prompt, start with what you're building and who it's for. Avoid overthinking. Lovable interprets everyday language naturally. You can always refine later, so focus on communicating the core idea first. What Lovable generates. Once you submit your prompt, Lovable creates a complete foundation where everything is functional from the start. Here's how it looks. What do you see from what Lovable created? Only a visual mock-up without any functionality. A functional website with structure, navigation, and placeholder content. A detailed plan of what the website could look like. Just the homepage without navigation or other pages. The preview window. Immediately after generating, you'll see your website in the preview window. This is a live, interactive version of your site. Also, this preview updates in real time as you make changes. For example, when you want to change the structure, tell AI what sections you need and where. Add a contact form, create a services page, move the portfolio above the About section. Structure defines layout and organization. In turn, visual design covers colors, fonts, spacing, and style. Considering this, which of these is a structural change rather than a visual design change? Changing the button color from blue to green, increasing the font size of headlines, adding a testimonial section below the About page, adjusting the spacing between paragraphs. Hence, when changing visuals, be specific. Mention colors, font. Example prompt might look like this. Make the header background dark blue with white text. Use a modern minimal font throughout. Combining both types. Often you'll make both structural and visual changes together. This is perfectly fine. Just be clear about what you're adjusting. For instance, add a pricing section with 3 tiers and use a modern gradient background. Iterating on your project. Last but not least, building with Lovable is iterative. Start broad, then refine. Each prompt improves your site until it matches your vision. Ready to build. Now you know how to start a project, edit structure and visuals, and refine effectively. Next, edit like you're texting a friend. Previously, you've already seen how Lovable turns your words into edits. But in this lesson, you'll continue discovering conversational editing and learn how simple descriptions become instant design changes. Let's recap. What do you think is the easiest way to edit your Lovable website? Describe what you want changed in everyday language. Use additional design software to create new mockups. Learn CSS code and modify the style sheet. Hire a developer to make changes for you. Main rule. See something you want to change? Simply describe the adjustment in a prompt. Simple style changes. When changing designs, start with basic visual adjustments. Change colors, adjust spacing, modify fonts, or update button styles, all through simple descriptions. For instance, you could say, make the header background navy blue. Increase the spacing between sections. Lovable will apply these changes instantly, and you can see the results in your preview right away. Adding new sections. Want to add content areas? Describe the section type and where it should go. Changing layouts. Next step is rearranging how the content appears on your page. You can move sections around, change column arrangements, or adjust how elements are positioned. Updating content. Another thing that you can do is replace placeholder text with your actual content. Change headlines, update descriptions, or modify button labels through simple prompts. See, from style changes to updating content, Lovable helps you realize any of your design ideas. It's the power of this tool, but this is not it. Good job. You've mastered conversational editing and understand how to refine your project through natural language. Now, let's look at the key takeaways before we move to working with designers and Figma imports. From design mockups to working websites, consider this. You have beautiful Figma designs, but turning them into functional websites feels like climbing a mountain. Coding each element by hand takes days, and the result never quite matches the designer's vision. Here's the solution. Import your designs directly into Lovable and watch them become working websites instantly. Let's see how it's done. Designers plus AI. While designers create beautiful, user-focused interfaces, AI generates structure and functionality fast. Keep it in mind before answering the next question. In your opinion, what's the main advantage of importing designs into Lovable? It's the only way to create websites in Lovable. Imported designs never need any adjustments. You maintain professional design while getting functional code automatically. It's faster than using text prompts, So you need to combine both, and you will get professionally designed websites with robust features built in hours, not weeks. 3 ways to import. Lovable gives you multiple options for bringing designs to life. Screenshots, from any design tool. Figma plugin, direct integration via builder.io, website cloning, capturing and recreating existing sites. Let's explore how each method suits different workflows. Method 1, screenshots. The simplest approach, take screenshots of any design and drop them into Lovable. This might be Figma exports sketch files, Pinterest inspiration, any image of a design you like. The AI analyzes the visual structure and recreates it in functional code. Let's imagine you have a certain design inspiration, screenshotted, and want it to be added to your website. Method 2, Figma plugin. For Figma users, builder.io integration offers the most seamless. Here's how it works. Structure your Figma design with auto layout and clear layer names. Install the builder.io plugin in Figma, select your frames, click the Open in Lovable button. Your design will become a functional app instantly. In these terms, why do you think there's a need to use auto layout and clear naming in Figma before importing? It's required for the plugin to work at all. It makes the Figma file smaller for faster upload. It only affects how the design looks in Figma. It helps Lovable understand design structure and element relationships. Method 3, clone websites. See a website you love? Clone it into Lovable. After import, once imported, your design becomes a starting point, not a limitation. Using the conversational prompts from the previous lesson, you can add different features, from contact forms to animations. From design mockups to working websites, consider this. You have beautiful Figma designs, but turning them into functional websites feels like climbing a mountain. Coding each element by hand takes days, and the result never quite matches the designer's vision. Here's the solution. Import your designs directly into Lovable and watch them become working websites instantly. Let's see how it's done. Designers plus AI. While designers create beautiful, user-focused interfaces, AI generates structure and functionality fast. Keep it in mind before answering the next question. In your opinion, what's the main advantage of importing designs into Lovable? It's the only way to create websites in Lovable. Imported designs never need any adjustments. You maintain professional design while getting functional code automatically. It's faster than using text prompts, so you need to combine both, and you will get professionally designed websites with robust 3 ways to import. Lovable gives you multiple options for bringing designs to life. Screenshots, from any design tool. Figma plugin, direct integration via builder.io, website cloning, capturing and recreating existing sites. Let's explore how each method suits different workflows. Method 1, screenshots. The simplest approach, take screenshots of any design and drop them into Lovable. This might be Figma exports sketch files, Pinterest inspiration, any image of a design you like. The AI analyzes the visual structure and recreates it in functional code. Let's imagine you have a certain design inspiration, screenshotted, and want it to be added to your website. Method 2, Figma plugin. For Figma users, builder.io integration offers the most seamless experience. In these terms, why do you think there's a need to use auto layout and clear naming in Figma before importing? It's required for the plugin to work at all. It makes the Figma file smaller for faster upload. It only affects how the design looks in Figma. It helps Lovable understand design structure and element relationships. Method 3, clone websites. See a website you love? Clone it into Lovable. After import, once imported, your design becomes a starting point, not a limitation. Using the conversational prompts from the previous lesson, you can add different features, from contact forms to animations. See? With Lovable, changes integrate seamlessly, while keeping the designer's original vision intact. Now, when imported elements don't look quite right, what's the best approach? Import again and hope for better results. Leave it as is since imports can't be changed. Use specific prompts describing needed changes. Delete everything and start over. Perfect harmony. You now know how to bring professional designs into Lovable and turn them into functional websites. Whether working with designers, using Figma yourself, or cloning inspiration, you can merge visual excellence with AI-powered functionality. Lovable is part of your toolkit. Although Lovable is powerful, no tool does everything. When building websites, you might combine different tools for planning, design, or writing. The question is, where does Lovable fit in this ecosystem? Lovable as construction engine. Think of Lovable as your central construction engine. It assembles structure, layout, and interactions. Other tools feed into it. Planning tools provide the blueprint, design tools create the visuals, writing tools craft the copy, integration tools add specialized features. Lovable brings it all together into a working website. Before we explore each tool's role, let's test your understanding of which tool does what. Brainstorming with Notion. Start projects by fleshing out ideas in Notion. Write down features, user stories, or sketch quick wireframes. For instance, your workflow might look like this. Outline feature list in Notion. Use Notion AI to summarize or format. Copy that text as your Lovable prompt. Hence, your note-taking tool becomes the place you draft what Lovable will build. Sketch UI in Figma, or even on paper. Lovable can import the actual design via Figma integration, or interpret a screenshot and turn it into code. This way, your visual design tools ensure aesthetics meet your vision. Lovable handles the coding and assembly. For important copy, landing page headlines, about page text, product descriptions, craft those carefully in ChatGPT or Jasper. Once you have the copy you like, you can paste it into Lovable. You can replace text directly in the visual editor, or you can use prompts like change the tagline to designing a better world 1 pixel at a time. Which features might require external tool integrations with Lovable? Sending automated email notifications, processing credit card payments, user login and authentication system, creating a 3-column responsive layout. Here are the external integrations that you can do with Lovable. Supabase, database and authentication. Stripe, payment processing resend, email functionality, Google Analytics, tracking and insights. However, these are only a few examples, and you can integrate many other tools depending on your website's needs. Well done. You now understand how Lovable fits into your complete workflow as the construction engine that brings together planning, design, content, and integrations. Use each tool for its strength and let Lovable assemble everything into a working website. Words that convert and convince. You've learned to build structure, edit designs, and integrate tools. But here's the thing. Even the most beautiful website fails if the words don't convince visitors to act. In this lesson, you'll master website copywriting, what Lovable handles automatically, when to bring in AI writing tools, and how to craft messages that actually convert. Lovable's placeholder text. When you build in Lovable, it generates placeholder text automatically. navigation labels, button text, basic headings, form fields. This gets you a functional structure immediately. However, that copy could use some unique voice. Given that, when do you think Lovable's automatically generated copy is good enough to keep? For detailed product descriptions that sell your services? For basic navigation labels and generic button text like submit or learn more? For all copy across your entire website? For your homepage hero section that needs to convince visitors immediately? Copy that needs work. These sections directly impact whether visitors take action. Hero headline. About page service, there's product descriptions, call to action blocks, testimonial framing. Invest your writing effort here for maximum impact. Building on that, let's test your ability to recognize strong versus weak hero copy. Hero section formula. Your hero section makes first impressions. It needs 3 elements. Clear headline. What you do. Benefit subheading. The outcome visitors get. Compelling CTA. Specific next action. This formula works across all industries. Using ChatGPT for copy. For both of these purposes, ChatGPT excels at generating copy in various styles and tones. Give it context about your business, target audience, and goals. The more specific your prompt, the better the copy. Service descriptions that sell. Another important thing is that feature-focused descriptions bore readers. In turn, benefit-focused descriptions convert them. Don't say what you do, explain what customers gain. Which service description do you think is more effective at persuading customers, in your opinion? We build websites using modern frameworks and best practices. Professional web design. Our custom websites help small businesses attract customers online and grow revenue without technical complexity. Website development services available. Integrating copy into Lovable. Once you've crafted polished copy in ChatGPT, bringing it into Lovable is straightforward. Use specific prompts identifying which section to update. Lovable handles styling. You provide the words. The whole workflow. Now let's put the complete copy development workflow in order. Words plus design equals a success. You now know how to identify copy needs, use AI writing tools to craft compelling messages, and integrate polished copy into Lovable. Great websites combine strong design with persuasive words, and you can deliver both. From project to live website in seconds. You've built your website. Now comes the best part, sharing it with the world. With Lovable, publishing is effortless. No servers, no hosting setup, just a couple clicks and your project is published. So let's see how it's done. Looking at this screen, what do you think you need to set up before publishing your first Lovable project? Server configuration files and deployment scripts. A custom domain name purchased separately. Nothing. Just click publish and your site goes live. Hosting account credentials from another service. Great, isn't it? Publishing in Lovable is as simple as just pushing the publish button in the top right, confirming, and waiting about a minute. That's it. Your website goes live. But how does it work? Once you publish, Lovable deploys your project to a live server, generates a unique URL, and makes your site accessible to anyone with the link. Your published site includes all functionality, styling, and content. It's fully functional, not just a preview. Your published link. After publishing, you get a link. For example, your project named lovable.app. This link is permanent and shareable. Anyone can visit without needing a Lovable account. This makes these links perfect for gathering real feedback. You can share it with potential users to test concepts, clients for approval, investors to show your MVP, colleagues before final launch. Thus, real feedback may help you to polish your website until it's perfect. Making updates. Now, imagine you got some feedback and decided to make several changes to your project. What do you think will happen to your published website after making edits? You need to republish the entire project from scratch. The published site breaks and shows errors. Changes appear on the published site immediately and automatically. Nothing changes until you press Update in the Publish dropdown. Indeed, published sites aren't frozen. You are definitely able to continue editing your project normally. The only thing is that you should press Update in the Publish dropdown when you're ready. This way, changes don't automatically push to your live site. You control when updates go live. Perfect. You've mastered the basics of publishing and iterating. But now you want your site to look even more professional. But when you're ready to launch a real business or professional portfolio, you'll want a custom domain like yourbusiness.com or yourname.com. This makes your site look more credible and helps with search engine visibility. Lovable makes setup easy through a service called Entry, which handles all the technical configuration automatically. The process takes just a few minutes on your end, though it can take up to 48 hours for the domain to fully connect. This is normal for all domains. Summing up, now that you understand the full publishing workflow, let's test your overall knowledge. Which statements about publishing in Lovable are correct? Updates require manual confirmation before going live. You can continue editing after publishing without affecting the live site. Published links work for anyone without requiring a Lovable account. Once published, you must delete and republish to make any changes. When should you use the custom domain versus the default lovable.app link? Default lovable.app link for testing prototypes with colleagues. Custom domain for your business website, launching to customers. Custom domain is required for all projects before publishing. Custom domain for professional portfolio representing your brand. You're live. You now know how to publish projects with one click, share for feedback, iterate based on user input, and connect custom domains for professional presentation. Publishing transforms your project from development into something real that serves actual users. Congratulations! From idea to reality, fast. You know how to build with Lovable. Now it's time to see what's possible. In this final lesson, you'll discover proven real-world applications and pick up pro tips from experienced users. Let's turn your knowledge into action. Perfect Lovable projects. Lovable shines for specific project types. We've already discussed landing pages and portfolio sites, but there are more applications. MVP websites for startup validation, internal dashboards for team tools, event microsites for campaigns, all focused, functional websites you can build fast. Why do you think Lovable is particularly good for startup MVPs? MVPs built with Lovable can never be replaced by custom code. It builds more complex features than traditional development. It lets you test market demand quickly without a large development investment. Startups always need simple websites forever. With Lovable, you can test your business idea before investing in full development. Build a functional MVP that demonstrates your concept, collects signups, and validates market interest. If it works, scale up. If not, you've saved thousands of dollars and months of work. Internal company tools. Small teams need dashboards, resource directories, and data collection forms. Building these traditionally is overkill. For this kind of situation, Lovable creates functional internal tools in hours, without IT involvement. Event and campaign sites. Another application is temporary sites for events, launches, or marketing campaigns that need quick creation. Build registration pages, contest sites, and limited time offers without worrying about long-term maintenance. Perfect for projects with clear goals and defined timelines. Now, based on what you learned so far, let's test your judgment on which projects fit Lovable best. When projects outgrow Lovable. Sometimes projects may become too complex, and you should recognize these signs. Complex authentication systems, custom payment processing beyond standard integrations, real-time collaborative features, extensive database operations. In these situations, you can hand off your Lovable prototype to developers for scaling. Another aspect that can be handed off is design. When do you think this might be needed for your Lovable project? When brand consistency and visual polish are critical to project success? Never, because Lovable handles all design automatically. For every single project, regardless of purpose. Only after the project fails more than once. Designer collaboration. For highly branded projects, two workflows work well. Designer creates visual identity. You implement in Lovable. You prototype in Lovable. Designer refines visual polish. Now, let's do the final knowledge check. Before finishing this guide, which strategies help you get the most out of Lovable's rapid prototyping capabilities? Gather real user feedback on working prototypes before committing to one direction. Build everything perfectly in one session without testing variations. Use speed as an advantage to capitalize on market opportunities quickly. Test multiple versions of the same element to see what works best. You're ready to build. You've completed the Lovable Essentials Guide. You know what Lovable is, how to start projects, edit with chat, work with designers, integrate tools, craft copy, publish sites, and identify real-world applications. Main takeaways. Here's what you can do right now. 1. Build your first real project. A landing page, portfolio, or MVP. 2. Test with real users. Get feedback and iterate. 3. Experiment freely. Speed makes exploration affordable. 4. Share your work. Publish and show the world. The only limit is your imagination. Now, go build something amazing.